place is ancient. This must have been something to see when it was new built. It fits well.
That is a princely outfit. When do I get fitted out like that?
When you're that good?
It's Ade. There's trouble.
Jesus, Ade, what the hell happened here?
You happened here, Edward. The damage you caused 6 years ago has not been undone.
I'm not an easy man to call a friend, am I? Is that why you're here?
To fight beside a man so driven by personal gain and glory is a hard thing, Edward. And I have come to feel the assassins and their creed a more honorable course. Have I been unfair?
No. For years I've been rushing around, taking whatever I fancied, not giving a tinker's curse for those I hurt. And yet here I am, with riches and a reputation, feeling no wiser than when I left home. Yet when I turn around, look at the course I've run. There's not a man or woman that I love left standing beside me.
There is time to make amends, Captain Kenway.
Mary. Before she died, she asked me to do good by her, to sort out the mess I made. Can you help me?
Mary was fond of you, Edward. She saw something in your bearing that gave her hope you might one day fight with us.
Aye. She told me.
And what do you think of our creed?
It's hard to say. For if nothing is true, then why believe anything? And if everything is permitted, why not chase every desire?
Why, indeed.
It might be that this idea is only the beginning of wisdom, not its final form.
That's quite a step up from the Edward I met here many years ago.
Anne?
The second attack this month, I should have moved this village long ago.
I brought all this upon you years ago, but I will stand by you now.
It will take more than a few favors to call yourself a true assassin, Edward.
One thing at a time, mate.
This is madness.
Come to the beach.
Are you all right?
Stay close, Edward. Follow me.
He's quick. Keep up!
So many injured.
I must hurry.
Good to see you here, brother. Swift and clean, Edward. Merciful kills are all they deserve.
These are no match for trained assassins.
Few are.
Edward, find the men who led this attack. Finish him off.
That coward is hiding aboard his ship. Wish I did, mate. Not good enough.
¡Mirad! ¡Allí!
Yanumuk Awoyetel Abishan. And once more, you have our thanks, Edward. You are welcome here.
Thank you, sir. I'll rest here for a time before setting out, if I may. How's her child?
She is a strong woman, but not invincible.
Edward.
I'm sorry for your loss.
If I'd stayed in prison, they'd have taken him from me. He'd now be alive. Maybe this is God's way of saying I'm not fit to be a mother yet. Carrying on like I do. Cursing and drinking and fighting.
You are a fighter, aye. In prison, I heard stories of the infamous Anne Bonny and Mary Read taking on the King's Navy together. Just the pair of you.
It's all true. Anne would have won that day if Jack and his lads weren't passed out in the hold from drink. Edward. Everyone's gone, aren't they? Mary, Raccoon, Hutch, all the rest. I miss them so. Rough as they were. Do you feel that too? All empty inside?
I do. Devil curse me. I do. Dearest Caroline, I'll be coming home very soon, and that's the truth as clean as I know it. I'm in one piece yet, with all my wits about me. I hold some small hope that you will welcome me back as I am. Though we be married in God's eyes, your own may take a different view. I pray it isn't so. Keep an ear open for a ship named Jackdaw. I'll be at the helm, eager for a sight of your beautiful face. A face I have not forgotten in all my years away. Your devoted husband, Edward James Kenway. I know my targets by sight well enough, but how will I find them?
We have spies and informants in every city. Visit our bureaus and the assassins there will guide you.
That fixes Torres and Rogers. But Bartholomew Roberts won't be near any city. Might take months to find him.
Or years. But you're a man of talent and quality, Captain Kenway. I believe you will find him.
And if you're at a loss, do not be afraid to call on your quartermaster for aid.
Quartermaster! What's our present course?
Due west, Captain, if it's still Kingston we're sailing for.
It is indeed, Miss Bonny. Call it out.
Weigh anchor and let fall the courses, lads! We're sailing for Jamaica!
How does it feel to bark so loud?
I've barked louder, and to men twice as rough.
Tending bar at the old Aviary, you mean?
Among other places. And I sailed with Mary and Rackham for a time, remember?
Of course.
Mary did most of the captaining, Jack did most of the drinking.
Did she ever tell you who it was that fathered her child?
It was a young fella. Sailed with us on that last voyage. Poor lad was killed fighting beside us. The only man not too drunk to stand up for himself.
There was so much about her I didn't know. I called her a friend. Or was I one in return?
She thought the world of you, Edward. I've no worries about that.
Well, that's good to hear.
Set her back! Reef me! Douse topsails!
Anchors away!
Aye, aye, sir! We best have quiet a while.
Quiet beach, top grog, a bleeding house on a hill. We'll be made soft. And the job's not done.
It's treasure enough for some, Edward. You must keep that in sight.
There's a lot to keep in sight these days. Thatch had it all figured and look what it got him.
That need not be your end.
The King of England loves mulled wine. Do you have mulled wine at this establishment? What makes it special is the addition of nutmeg, you see. A spice our Majesty the King has delivered from the Far East for we, his subjects, to enjoy. Let it not be said that those with power cannot treat the little people charitably.
You'll find no little people here. You must be lost, mate.
Lost? On the contrary, I am here with purpose. To offer this boon from the King's table as a gesture of his goodwill. And with it, a chance for you, Edward Kenway, along with these other pirates, to leave this place with your lives. Or is what our Majesty the King, God save him, would prefer. Myself, I'm inclined to a more permanent solution. I await your unconditional surrender at Kingston.
Who was that bastard?
That was the bastard that killed Thatch. What might you be requiring?
Edward, a word. Best in private.
My quarters, then. That bastard pirate hunter. His name's Lieutenant Robert Maynard, though I call him a few other things besides.
Maynard's going to be a problem for us.
That's his intention.
There's been redcoats everywhere since Thatch. Now that cocky bastard walks in, bold as you please, and threatens us to our faces. Blackbeard would be turning in his grave.
Aye. I've been thinking on that.
What's your plan for Maynard, then?
I mean to go to Kingston, pay him a quiet visit.
Getting there may not be easy. They say he's got a warship tearing up freeboaters anywhere near the place.
The Jackdaw's crew can hold their own in a fight well enough.
This is no ordinary fight. Maynard's got the King's Navy behind him. And he hates us. You saw it. I think he hates you most of all.
Even more reason for me to go in quiet.
Kingston, then. Just be careful, Edward. We've lost Nassau. We can't lose Niagara too.
Clew up the mains!
If Atabai is right, the assassins at the Bureau should know Roger's whereabouts. Maynard will be where he's
that
safest.
Maynard's all high.
Likely as not with his military on the west side.
Redcoats, mark my word. Aye, he took Blackbeard's oath. Where'd all that gold go, I ask you? As if we don't know. Some say he's got...
This one do. Him and his mates were raiding the plantation near the waterfall to the east. He was wounded in
Amusing what passes for entertainment these days.
That's a lot of soldiers for an old barn.
Hark!
Wouldn't surprise me he's here.
This lot here belongs to Lieutenant Maynard. I have a letter in my hand saying it goes out on the next transport.
What is it, soldier?
Sir, transport has informed us there will be a delay.
Well, how long did they say?
I'm not going to be the one to tell the lieutenant he can't have his stuff.
I didn't say so.
Damn it. What with the HMS Demolition getting away late for Eleuthera today as well, you better hope the transport arrives, or he'll have both our heads.
Blast! Maynard's not here. He's left for Eleuthera. The bastard's not even a real captain. Master Gunner. This could work in our favor. Silverware from Thatcher's... Anne will be wondering where I am.
This is not what I came to.
If you're not entirely satisfied.
Maynard's left Kingston for a rendezvous with his fleet at Eleuthera.
Damn. How do we find this fleet, then?
His ship's the HMS Demolition. I expect he's also carrying a master gunner of some note, who'd welcome our liberation.
A master gunner? With luck, we'll convince him to join us.
We could do with a good master gunner. No offense to the crew.
A single fleet is of no concern to us. Even one with a warship.
If we're lucky, Maynard will have his war chest with him.
Unreef the mains!
Lose the mains! Half sails!
All sail! Fill those sticks! Ease the mains off the wind!
Douse the mizzen top!
Keep on, lads. Let's get a look inside that hold.
The warship's breaking off!
Sod it all. We can't see anything in this murk. They're trying to get to open water and use the demolition size to advantage. Calm her down. Give everything she's got.
That's the weak spot. Take the shots out.
Here's the rest of the fleet!
I need to back up. Easy.
There's no sign of Maynard, or a master gunner. The hold was empty as a drum, except for this. It's heavy, too.
Do you hear that? Open it.
Blow me down. There's a man inside.
What the devil?
Get him out. Take the poor sod to my quarters, and get him something to eat and drink.
I've never seen anything like that in all my days.
We need to know what happened here. I'll be keen to hear him tell it, when he's able.
First Kingston, now this. It's almost like Maynard knows we're looking for him.
He's sly, that's certain. Has there been no news of him at all?
Some, but it's not good. Word is the lieutenant expected to be made captain after he killed Blackbeard. He wasn't. So now he's got a fire in his belly, and he means to hunt every pirate out of the West Indies. Beginning with you, Edward.
That explains the fleet, I suppose.
There's more. The demolitions log has a list of ships. A lot of ships and maps. Maynard's planning something big.
He's building an armada and a great warship.
How do you know this?
He wanted me, Master Gunner.
This one's the master gunner.
Whoever he is, he won't last long on the ship. We have to get him back to Anagua.
Inagua's as good a course as any. We can figure out what to do next when we're there.
There was nothing on the demolition but that poor devil in the box.
Did you see that poor bastard? We've put him in the captain's cabin, but he looks more dead than alive.
You've seen enough to know his insides is all broke up. He's a dead man, all right.
Dead man, eh? That's a hell of a nickname for him if he lives. And well earned.
Have some pity. It's an evil bastard that locks a man in a box.
Give us a song, lads.
This is nice. It's good to see the crew at ease. I expect there'll be precious little of it ahead.
If that poor sod's correct and Maynard's building an armada, I'd wager you're right.
We've a brave crew. But we don't stand a chance against an entire armada. I'll put word out. When we know where Maynard is, we take him before he has the advantage.
I'd like to know more of his purpose first. Find out what he's planning.
You don't fool me, Edward Kenway. You want to figure out a way to get your hands on his gold.
And why not? We can deal with the bastard, rob him blind, and make ourselves rich at the same time. That would approve.
Oh, that's sly. Catch indeed. I'll tell you why not. The longer we take, the more dangerous Maynard becomes.
I'm afraid you speak truth, Anne. Let me talk to my officers.
Don't take too long.
Captain, I could use your aid in carrying this ram. The crew has the thirst of whales, and they're not the most patient lot.
You should take it to the men yourself. There are few things that earn their respect more than rum.
Respect is for the captain. Fear better suits a master-at-arms. But I'm glad for your help. I had a terrible weakness for rum once. I won't be partaking myself.
Devil take me. You're a pirate, man. The man we pulled out of that box was being pressed into crew by Maynard. He's building an armada.
If true, that is not good news, Captain. We won't survive against an armada. Few could.
Aye. I was hoping my master-at-arms might have some thoughts about what we can do about it.
I may. Let me think on it.
Weary of chasing our tails across the seas. Looking for a fight.
My thanks for your help, Captain. Just here will do. The men will find it.
Leave off, lads! It's the master-at-arms!
No. Don't stop on my account. If you want to fight, fight us. What say you, Captain? Care to test your grit against your own men?
Let's just try not to damage them permanently. We need them able.
You heard the captain, lads? No permanent damage. But that don't mean we can't make them hurt. Let's start!
Oh, that don't look good. Get one back. Put your shoulders into it.
It looks like an even fight now. I can finish it if you're winded.
If it's all the same to you, I'll see it through. Nice hook, Captain!
It's the jab that does the real work.
A good contest, and an agreeable end. My thanks for your help, Captain.
You're a cheeky sod.
Get up, you swabs! Let's see which of you can shoot to save yourselves. What about you, Captain? Think you can best me?
Where to, shipwright?
You'll see.
The crew is calling the one we pulled out of that box dead man. They say he's likely an uncommon criminal.
The same could be said of any of us. It has been at every establishment I've visited. Or the ones I remember.
Some are afraid he's afflicted with a spreading sickness, a plague.
I say the only sickness lies with those who locked him in that damned box.
What have we here?
The rules are easy. I call out a group of dummies. You hit the ones I call. You keep doing that till I stop. Got it? Let's start. Middle!
Dead man said Maynard was pressing him into service for an armada he's building.
An armada? Christ, he'd need a lot of coin for that.
A thought that's crossed my mind as well.
Left! If Maynard's got that kind of coin, there'll be a bigwig with a ledger close behind him. There always is. Right!
Aye. If I find this treasure, I might find his gold. Maynard can't build an armada if he can't pay for it.
Find Maynard's gold to stop the Armada. Right. Just the kind of shooting that might win you the competition. Speaking of the dead man, last I saw he was heading to the beach. And didn't look well.
Is that hole for someone you know?
That grave for me.
Come now. It looks as if our island is doing you some good.
Appearance only. My wounds won't be cured. I will be dead soon.
You say you're dying. I say we all chance death at every turn. I'm in need of a master gunner with your skill. Join us. For as little or as long as may be. You might live longer than you expect.
That is true.
But I should know your real name. I can't have my master gunner answering to dead man.
Tobias. My name was Tobias Smith.
Smith, then. Now, let's get back to the others. I do not share your fondness for graves. I called him friend once.
Let's hear a word from our captain.
You all know our purpose. It's to find Maynard and relieve him of both life and fortune.
Sack the bastard!
He is canny. And our task is neither simple nor easy, but we have his measure. Maynard's building an armada against us. That takes a lot of coin. If we find the one who keeps his ledger, we can stop his gold. Shipwright, here's your chance to even the score with the lobcock for locking you up. Search out his treasurer. Send word when you find him.
I'll get him.
To our master-at-arms falls the task of the armada itself. A problem for which I confess I have no answer.
For this, I have already given some thought. I ask your leave to go to my old Spanish crew at Santanila's and gain their aid.
You have it. Only be sure of their good faith. In looking for friends, we don't want to increase our enemies. Last, I am happy to tell you that the good repair of the armaments rests with our new master gunner, Mr. Smith. I am assured he is well suited to the task. We can but take him at his word and prove him false or true. And with that,
I declare the Jackdaw and her crew ready! What say you, Quartermaster?
It's a start. And a good one! So say I!
Nassau. Redcoats everywhere.
You're useless, you know that.
Captain! You took your time. I'm drunk. We were right. Maynard does have a treasurer, and he's had the cojones to show up at Nassau.
It burns me to see the place like this, swarming with redcoats.
As you see, Maynard's recruiting. His bigwigs here offering gold to all who join him.
It's not a bad likeness.
I wager he's paying more than you. I might sign up myself.
I'll go find this treasurer before you do. Meet back at the Jackdaw, when you're done drinking.
Maybe one more then.
The captain barely even takes to sea. He's soft and likes the comforts of his lodgings too well. Who took Blackbeard? It wasn't the captain, as we all know. It was Lieutenant Maynard. And he did it alone. Think on that. And while you do, consider that the lieutenant is generous to those who serve him.
God, please kill us.
At least that's a message Maynard will understand.
Attack! Throwing grenade! I'll do you in! Hose on it, lads!
Too slow, Shepard. Climb vengeance.
Oh, this is good. Maynard's moved his war chest. Back to the Jackdaw. The treasurer was uncooperative, but he carried a letter from Maynard. It mentions a villa he keeps at the Beckford estate.
I know it. That's at Tortuga. I went there once with Grandad. Nice. It's not Black Island, mind.
He's moved his war chest there, and he's gone somewhere else. It's unguarded.
Our quartermaster's not going to like this.
Mum's the word, then. She'll come around when she sees the gold.
I might not have to join Maynard to get paid after all.
My master-at-arms will be waiting at Santanilas.
Cannons upgraded. Them fire not once, but twice.
I see your renown is earned. Do you never sleep, Smith?
My long sleep is coming.
Let's get going.
Loose the sails!
I need that
Schooner, sir! Spanish ensigns!
Captain! I've good news, Captain. My Spanish friends have agreed to help us. Indeed, they have pursued Maynard themselves for some time. His armada has been seen at Fort Serenilla. They've already begun shipping out.
Tell me of these friends of yours, Padre. What am I sailing into?
Consorts of my old crew. I will not lie to you, Captain. They are not our natural allies. If you favored them, they would just as soon hunt us.
Do you trust them, then? Not to turn once the fight is won?
I trust they hate Maynard, and they are not without honor. They will see this done.
Good enough. Of how much benefit do you think these Spaniards will be to us?
If measured by their hatred of Maynard, considerable. He took some of their number, and what is worse, he stole what was in their holds.
Maynard is gathering quite the fortune to himself.
He could not have made a graven mistake. I know of nothing more vindictive than a robbed Spaniard.
Give us a song, lads.
All right, lads. Where am I to go? Where am I to go?
Ease her off!
This does not bode well. They should be here.
I hope you were right about this.
There! They have come at last. Thank the Almighty.
Speed, lads!
Away upon that gallant and take the galley.
We go for Maynard! Full sail!
Fine fleet we make, but you will have to fly to meet us to Maynard.
I can't figure out how Maynard has gathered so many ships and crew at his rank.
The Spaniards tell me his captain is a waster who won't even go to sea. He leaves all commands to Maynard. Crews follow Maynard because he uses the gold he takes to buy their loyalty.
That is a waste of good gold.
Allá vamos, Maynard, cabrón de mano larga. Nos llevaremos lo que es nuestro y también nuestra meta.
Up those shrouds! Let's move! Drop anchor!
No use wallowing about here.
Just that shit, Kevin! Starboard!
Dropping mines would stop her ramming us!
Find the wind!
All in the stunsail! Always a boulder, Kevin!
Defend your castle,
Pull them in with a will!
Our swords crave blood!
Loose some sail, we move! Full sail! Crowd it all!
Get the kites ready!
sails!
More dress, Captain!
Metal them sails!
Run them!
That can't be all there is to Maynard's armada.
It is a good victory, but we have wounded him.
Aye. This is but a few of his ships, I think. The rest of his armada is still out there. The Spaniards were brave. They gave their lives rather than suffer defeat.
Aye. Adios, meus amigos. They will be glad for our victory.
They helped us take a bite out of Maynard's armada. I'm sorry I doubted it.
Maynard's got a few less ships now. And he'll have trouble finding crew for the rest without his treasurer. But we still don't know where the crafty bastard is.
In point of fact, I might. The treasurer let slip Maynard keeps a villa on the Beckford estate, at Tortuga.
And you're just telling me this now?
I didn't think much of it at first.
I know the place. It's not heavily guarded. Shouldn't be hard.
I suppose that's our best course, then. But I'm still putting out word for news of him, on the chance we're wrong.
When we reach Tortuga, I'll go in alone. Look around first.
Take Lucy. If she knows the place, she'll be of some help.
We're agreed, then.
Muito obrigado, Captain.
And set
I wasn't sure
Tortuga.
if I could do what had to be done.
We're going to settle with Maynard!
What will you do now?
I can't say. How are my villagers who joined you in Great Inagua? They must think poorly of me for becoming a pirate again.
I am sure they do not.
Thank you, Captain.
I won't be sorry to have some of Maynard's gold in my pocket after this.
He does say the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Though, thinking ourselves just might be a little hopeful.
Gold has no luster for the dead.
Ship
stopped!
Give me more sail!
Belay the topsail halyards!
Get the tops and royals down! Cannons! Royals! Furl! Give us a song, lads.
He is betwaddled, as they say.
Captain Kenway.
You have something for me?
The present whereabouts of the Templar Woods Rogers. He is attending a small political function, so do it clean.
The word is King George is calling Rogers back to London.
Aye, not happy with his progress in Nassau.
Still too many pirates roaming about, from what I hear.
You'll need a disguise to fool the powderheads at this party. I suggest the visiting diplomat, Ruggiero Ferraro. He's been on our list for some time.
Understood. Will you send this to England for me?
Aye. The ship leaves tomorrow.
Caroline Scott Kenway, Hawkins Lane, Bristol.
The diplomat won't be alone.
Do you see how many servants were fawning over the lady on her way to the manor? It must be a lavish banquet to attract such guests.
There is no beauty to this city. No expression of joy. No aesthetic plan. You walk your streets like animals. Like cattle with no sense of decorum.
Damn drunk. He'd better not soil those clothes.
Idiots. You are all idiots. How you English believe you can subdue the world is beyond me.
They won't notice a thing. Salve. Forgive the lateness of my arrival. I am Ruggiero Ferraro.
Aye, Mr. Ferraro. Not a problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to my brief tenure as Governor of the Bahamas. For under my watch, no less than 300 avowed pirates took the King's pardon and swore fealty to the Crown. And yet, for all my successes, His Majesty has seen fit to sack me and call me home to England. Brilliant! God bless the fucker. Therefore, hooray! Hooray for the ignoble and ignorant prigs who rule the world with sticks up their asses! Hooray!
Word going round, Rogers, is that you're comfortable friends with the Spaniard, Laureano Torres. Is that true?
It is, I am proud to say. Torres was a governor too, and like me, had a firm commitment to seeing justice done.
Any regrets, Captain Rogers? Any business left unfinished?
Yes. That I paid for Nassau's restoration with my own money. Fully 3/4 of the improvements made to that bloody island, I funded by my private fortune. And if that doesn't spell out my commitment, then the king is a fool.
He was a privateer once. How is it you lacked so much respect for sailors only trying to make their way in this world?
You couldn't possibly understand my motives, cretin! You have spent a whole lifetime dismantling everything that makes our civilization shine.
But I do understand. I've seen the observatory, and I know its power. You'd use that device to spy and blackmail and sabotage.
Yes. And yet all for a greater purpose. To ensure justice. To snuff out lies and to seek truth.
There's no man on Earth who needs that power.
Yet you suffer the outlaw Roberts to use it.
No. I'm taking it back. And if you tell me where he is, I'll stop the man.
Here at the edge of a blade, I find a friend in you at last. Principe, you mad bastard. Our best sources say Principe.
It's done.
Where now?
Grab your kit and pack well. We're sailing for Africa.